Hey guys, welcome back. I want to talk to you today about the necessity, about the imperative of being able to be alone by yourself and not have a total breakdown. To be alone by yourself and be able to travel internally and spend your time constructively building yourself up and not needing to be always attached to other people, having conversations and idle chit chat all the time to give you that feeling that you're filled up, that you're energized. Okay, this is a big problem because a lot of guys come to me and they say, Matt, I'm struggling. I'm feeling anxious about this, or I'm depressed about this, or I'm not achieving the goals that I want to, and I'm having trouble just being at peace with myself. My mind is always kind of like driving me crazy. And I say, well, have you tried journaling? And they say, no. And I say, well, do you exercise? And they say, oh, no, not really. And I say, what do you do after work is over, after your job is over, and you go home and you have 5 hours before you go to bed, or 6 hours before you go to bed? What do you do? And they say, well, I have dinner, and after dinner I like to watch, Netflix. I've got my favorite shows, and I need to spend a little time playing with my kid and have a fight with the wife, and after that it's time to clean dishes and take out the trash, and then I go back to watching more TV. I spend some time on social media, messaging people on my phone or getting on Facebook and Twitter, and it's just like, what? I don't even really know where to begin with these types of people who are just wasting away so much time and frittering away so much time, and they're not even willing to admit verbally the value of these basic tools which have existed since the dawn of time. Okay? Journaling, exercising, could be just going out for a walk. A lot of people don't even get their quote-unquote 10,000 steps in every day. You could go for a walk after dinner and just be alone with your thoughts and start to feel much better. There's so many things you can do, I think, that you would enjoy alone. And it's important to find out what those are and brainstorm on those. Now, I want to take a quick break here, a quick sideline, and I want to share with you 2 quotes that I really love that are going to give you like a kick in the ass right now. Okay? The first one is, if you don't like to be alone, it must be because you're not in good company. So think about that. Have you built yourself into a man or woman that other people love to be around? If you have done that, you must have grown in self-love and self-discipline. You must appreciate yourself more, right? And when you're like that, it's easier to be alone with yourself, right? Because you know how to build yourself up when you're alone. You can journal, you can read, you can exercise, you can practice your guitar, you can do paintings, okay? All of that is immersion in solitude. Okay, second quote. All of man's trials and travails and problems can be traced back to the fact that a single man or a single woman has an inability to be alone by themselves in a quiet room. Okay, so this sort of points to the fact that most individuals, when they're left alone in a room for any length of time, they start to feel anxiety, despair, depression creep in. They don't know how to be alone with themselves. So that's why they turn to entertainment. That's why they're binging on Netflix. That's why they're wasting time on social media. That's why they're calling up their friend to chit-chat about nothing of any real importance just to kill time. Okay? They haven't done the internal work to brainstorm out what's going to be their purpose, what's going to be their goals, what's going to be their habits. Now, just wait a minute. When you think about those things, it's not you're not just doing those things for your own ambition. You're not just doing those things to kill time. You're doing those things to build yourself into a valuable person so you can be of greater service to others. And that's where your sense of being at peace will come from. That's where your sense of meaning and fulfillment will come from. It's easy when you're a bit younger to not be that way. You're still growing, you're learning, you're curious, you're crazy, you're running around doing all kinds of things with your friends. You have no responsibilities, really. But the older and older you get, the more and more important it becomes to think this way, the way that I'm sharing with you right now. Because let me tell you something, no self-respecting man or woman likes to meet and hang around with and chit-chat with other people their age. You could be 35, 40, or 45, and they're just squandering their time with trivial pursuits, and they haven't built themselves up into a person who can build other people up. It gets more and more deplorable and more disgusting the older people get when you see how much they haven't worked over the years. I mean, the results can be disastrous if you're not building yourself up across the years, okay? You can meet someone who's 25 and they put in a great amount of internal work since they were 15, and you will be blown away. You will be super impressed. You want to hang out with them more than someone who's 35 or 45. I mean, it's crazy, but sometimes I meet men who are 5 or 10 years younger than me, and I feel like I have something to learn from this person. I like talking to them. I want to hang out with this person because they inspire me and they lift me up. Meanwhile, sometimes I meet people who are 45 or 55, okay, they're 10 years older than me, and I feel a little bit embarrassed to be around them because I feel like I in no way, shape, or form want to be anything like them when I'm their age, and I feel like I'm already beyond them, and I feel like they have a lot to learn from me. That's kind of embarrassing when the natural roles or the natural stages of life are reversed like that. And I always hope when I get older, I'll have the humility to learn from people younger than me if I see they've developed a better life than me. Okay, but this whole issue hooks into the fact that people aren't willing to spend time to develop themselves and improve themselves. They're just wasting their time hanging out too much with other people, or like I said, watching too much TV, or they've got vices like smoking and drinking, so they're pouring their time and energy and money right down into the gutter with those things. I want to make some simple recommendations for you, some simple sort of takeaways or action steps for you. Okay, the first question is, do you have a little bit of time every day when you can be alone, when you can get away from the noise? Don't tell me that you already spend a lot of time alone when you're not really alone and you're hooked into social media and you're hooked into your devices. You might be physically alone, but you're not really alone. You have to have a little bit of time every day when you are actually immersed in solitude, and your mind can go into deeper states and flow states and start to sort through some of your problems. Another trick is you can get out into nature. Like I said, you can go for a walk. You can go barefoot on the grass. You can go through a hike in the mountains. So get in touch with nature again. Oxygenate your body. Don't stay indoors on your devices sitting all day. That's going to contribute to a poor psychology, anxiety, depression, restlessness, unclear thinking. I know this because I've felt this. I feel this way when I don't get out, when I don't do exercise, when I don't go for a walk. Okay, next thing, very simple one, get into journaling. It doesn't have to be every day, and you don't have to write pages upon pages, but just have a try. When you're really feeling like you're off, take out a sheet of paper and sit with it. It might be 10 or 20 minutes before you can even think or feel of something that you want to write. That's okay. Just drink your drink. Leave it on the table. Look around. Watch the birds. watch the water, watch the trees blowing. Something's going to come to you. You're going to write it down, and it's going to make you feel better. Even if you don't save the paper or ever read it again. That's a funny thing. Sometimes what I write is just later I don't have any more feeling for it anymore, and I just throw away the paper. But at the time, the process of writing through some things that I was feeling, it really, really helped. So just something about that act of journaling, okay? So a time for solitude each day, when you're not with any devices, when there's no cacophonous noise around you. Remember to get out for a walk or do some exercise, get back in touch with nature, okay, and some journaling. So those are 3 simple things I recommend that you can get into. Now, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it valuable, I hope to connect with you. You can leave a comment down below. I'd love to give you more personalized advice if I can. And also I welcome you to check out my daily shorts. I'm posting daily motivational shorts. If you just need that daily hit of positive dopamine to lift you up and help you to pursue your ethical ambitions, you can go to there. But that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you well in all that you do. And remember this, the man or the woman who knows how to travel alone, be it externally or internally, they become more valuable. I'll see you next time.